Hello and welcome to Your Choice 2025 special election coverage on HOMTV. I'm your host, Danneisha McDole. On the August 5th special election ballot, voters in Meridian Township will be asked to consider 2 millages to fund a proposed community and senior center. Today, we're joined by Meridian Township Clerk Angela Demas, who will help us understand more about the election and provide information for Meridian Township voters on how to cast their ballots. Angela, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'll start off with the first question. What is a special election and why are we having one on August 5th?
Yes, all right. Well, let me just start off by saying that Meridian Township will hold a special election on Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, with polls open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have in-person early voting, which will be available 3 days from Friday, August 1st to Sunday, August 3rd, and that will be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Each day. Absentee ballots will be available 40 days leading up to Election Day, and voters can return them by mail, by Dropbox, or in person during early voting or on Election Day. Ballots will be mailed to voters on the permanent mail ballot list beginning June 26th, and to military and overseas voters beginning June 21st in accordance with the federal postcard application they turned in. So you asked, what is a special election? Well, it's an election scheduled outside of the regular election cycles. So we often can prepare for elections for our federal and state races due to term limits, which is why we can usually expect elections to occur every 2 to 4 years here in Michigan. But special elections tend to happen when local governments need voter approval on specific issues, such as millage proposals. And those can occur outside of the regular cycles, which is why we will have a special election. So in this case, the Meridian Township Board approved 2 proposals to appear on the August 5th ballot, which includes a community and senior center operating millage and a community and senior center project bond. As this election doesn't align with the regular election schedule, it's considered a special election, which means you can expect Meridian Township to have a special election on August 5th, 2025.
Thank you so much. Now, where can residents learn more about the proposed community and senior center, and where can they find the ballot language for the upcoming election?
Yeah, so for anyone who would like to see what's on the ballot for upcoming elections, specifically for this election, you can view a sample ballot online at the Michigan Voter Information Center, and that URL is www.michigan.gov/votes. Once there, you can click on your voter registration or your voter information and then what's on the ballots. You'll answer a few questions and then you can view a sample ballot. You can also visit the clerk's office, of course, and we have some sample ballots available in the next couple of weeks, so please feel free to stop by and view a ballot.
Now, who is eligible to vote in this election, and how can someone register to vote in Meridian Township if they haven't done so already?
So all registered voters in Meridian Township are eligible to vote. To register to vote in Michigan, you must be a U.S. citizen, be at least 18 years old by Election Day, be a Michigan resident by the time of registration, have lived in your township or city, which would be Meridian Township, for at least 30 days before voting, and not be currently serving a sentence in jail or prison. So there are 5 easy steps to register to vote. Step 1, confirm your eligibility. Step 2, fill out an application, and you can register at Meridian Township Clerk Office, Ingham County Clerk's Office. There's a number of options. An interesting option that I would like to highlight is during voter registration drives. We will sometimes have organizers who will ask if you would like to register to vote. They will hand you an application, and sometimes they'll send it to the clerk's office for you. In this case, we actually are holding a voter registration drive at Celebrate Meridian on June 28th, so mark your calendars. And there are a number of places you can fill out an application, such as going online and filling it out there at the Michigan Voter Information Center, and also seeing more information where you can go to. Step 3 would be submitting your application. And that can be done online, by mail, or in person. So if it's your first time registering in Michigan and you're turning it in by mail, you have to verify your identity, and That could be through your social security number, the last 4 digits, driver's license number. There's a number of options that is located on the form. You can register up until and on election day. Within 14 days, you have to register in person. So July 22nd, registration must be done in person at the clerk's office, and you have to bring proof of residency. So you need to bring in something that has your name and address, and that could be your driver's license, utility bill, bank statement. Step 4, you just wait for the clerk's office to process your application, and once approved, step 5, you're registered to vote.
Great. Now, how can residents check their voter registration status?
Yeah, so you can verify your registration online. I keep bringing up the Michigan Voter Information Center. It's a great web page. It has a lot of information. There's a section called Am I Registered? And if you click there, you can see your voter registration status, but you can always contact the Meridian Township Clerk's office for assistance. We're always here to help.
Now, in 2022, voters passed Proposal 2, which included several changes to Michigan's election laws. One of those changes was the addition of the permanent absentee ballot list, which automatically sends an absentee ballot to voters for all elections they're eligible for. Can you please tell us more about the list and how people can sign up?
Yeah, well, this is such a great question. The permanent mail ballot list allows voters to automatically receive an absentee ballot for every election they're eligible to vote in, and this can be done without the need to request a ballot each time. To sign up, it's fairly easy. You can contact the clerk's office and complete an absent voter ballot application to receive your absentee ballot. On the form, there is a box to check if you would like to join the permanent mail ballot list. This is optional, so you can still request an absentee ballot for each election without being on the list. And you can unsubscribe at any time by submitting a signed removal request.
Thank you. Now, if someone isn't on the permanent absentee ballot list, can they still vote absentee? And if so, how can they request an absentee ballot?
Yes, voters can receive an absentee ballot after an absentee ballot application is completed and approved. So you can submit this application online at the Michigan Voter Information Center. You could also do it email, mail, or in person at the clerk's office. You could as well print it off and drop it off at any of our 4 ballot drop boxes here in the township. And just a reminder, if you're away from home during election time, you do have the option to fill out our temporary mailing address form, and this will allow your ballot to be sent elsewhere for a short determined period of time.
Now, voters can return their absentee ballots in the mail, but what other options are available if someone doesn't want to mail their ballot?
Yeah, so while voters have the option to return their absentee ballot by mail, we do have other options available. Voters can instead return absentee ballots by our drop boxes, and that needs to be turned in by 8 p.m. on election day. We have 4 drop boxes, as I mentioned. It's located inside the Meridian Township Municipal Building. One's located outside. One's in front of the Hazlitt Library, and the other is outside of the Okemos Library. You could also turn in your absentee ballot in person at our early voting site during our early voting period, or at your polling place on election day, and you could actually insert your ballot directly into the tabulator.
Now, can voters track their absentee ballots to see when they were received?
Yes, voters can go to the Michigan Voter Information Center online. If you go under your voter information section and then click Track My Ballot, you can receive notifications and receive updates if you decide to opt in for it. And you're also welcome to contact the clerk's office if you have additional questions.
Now, if someone makes a mistake on their ballot, how do they fix that?
Yes, so if you make a mistake, you do have the option to spoil your ballot, and then you can request a new one within our election deadlines. So we have some deadlines when requesting a new ballot. If your ballot was lost or not received, you can submit a request by Friday, August 1st by 5 p.m. and I believe that is by mail, and then in person, that would be Monday, August 4th by 4 p.m. And just a reminder, spoil ballots are not counted.
Got it. Now, will early voting be offered, and how does that process work?
Yes, early voting will be offered for 3 days this year for the August special election, and that will be from Friday, August 1st to Sunday, August 3rd, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. Our early voting site is located right here at the Meridian Township Municipal Building in the Town Hall room. I like to think that early voting is just voting on election day, just with more options and more opportunities.
Now, if someone wants to vote in person on election day, how do they find their polling location, and how long are the polls open for?
Yeah, so election day is Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, and polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. To find your polling place, you can visit the Michigan Voter Information Center online and then click on Where's My Polling Place. You can also check your voter registration card that should be sent in the mail. If you've lost your voter card or never received it, we'll be happy to mail you a new one. And you can always contact the clerk's office for any additional questions.
Now we reached the last question. Is there any other information you'd like to provide residents with?
Yeah, so just a few updates. We've made polling location changes for precincts 3, 4, 18, and 19. Voters in these precincts should have received a notice in the mail with their updated polling location. We'll also be sending another notice with voting options and election information for the August 5th, 2025 special election. So please keep an eye out for that. And lastly, if you'd like to receive more election information, please feel free to visit our website at meridian.mi.us/vote. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Angela, for coming in and giving us this helpful information for this upcoming special election.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate just being able to provide election information to our residents.
Absolutely. And thank you for watching Your Choice 2025 special election coverage with Township Clerk Angela Demas about the August 5th special election ballot questions, which asks voters to consider the Meridian Township Community and Senior Center operating millage and project bond. For more information about the upcoming election, visit michigan.gov/vote and meridian.mi.us/vote. I'm your host, Danneisha McDole, and thank you for watching.